enough for gal, more gal. Enough gal and still want more gal. Have enough Kingston and enough Portmore gal. Trail a load of gal, we still import more gal. More gal and a local when we explode gal. Talk about more gal, we talk about global. Yeah, enough gal and still a party more gal. Only for this, and enough party more gal.
You know, English Pound Radio, Elephant Man say, pull it, pull it, pull it, come up.
Yo, guess what?
Yo, this is Elephant Man.
Yo, this is Mr. Vegas. This is Lloyd Brown.
This is Alton Ellis.
Hi, I'm Tabby.
And I'm George. I'm Bonnie. We are the Mighty Diamonds.
Yo, this is Barry Simon, and you're listening to English Pound Radio. Every time, don't move the dial.
Yes, yes, yes. Interview time again. All the boss Minion fans out there. You know, we've been mentioning it for quite a while. We have him on the phone. Let me bring him in. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, man.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, you know, special mix. How you doing, Mr. DJ?
Well, you know how it goes. I'm just, what do they call it? I'm trying a thing, you know what I mean? I'm just trying a thing, you know what I mean? Some people say I'm not doing a bad job, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying. You know what? In life, you know what? You just do what you're gonna do, and as long as you can enjoy it, just continue, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, that's the way we look at life, you know, still. You know, you gotta understand that, you know, you make the best of whatever you do, and you know, you're not gonna be able to please everybody, you know, in life. But as long as you be able to still please and reach people, that's better than nothing at all. You understand? Because, you know, we only can do so much. We're only human being, and we only can do so much still, you know. So we gotta understand that, you know, God make us everybody differently, and so therefore we take it accordingly and do your best. Whatever you do your best at it.
Nice.
And try to benefit your community and benefit your country or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned community and country as well, because a lot of I'm noticing myself that the how can I put it? The selfishness that is growing within, especially, I won't say the younger children, but I would say that the world in general is becoming very more self-centered and me type thing. And, you know, not a lot of people are looking out for their brother or their sister, their neighbor. It's like grab. So when you said community and country, I found just that little sentence very inspirational to hear somebody mention it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, the thing special makes is, you know, especially when you think about the new generation and stuff like that. You know, a lot of times you'll find like certain countries where, you know, the possibilities or the means of survival is not as great as some other place. Right. So you tend to find some people who create bad mind within themselves and greed and therefore they don't got no time no more to even look out for them neighbor and look out for them brethren. You understand me?
Right.
And so what happened is that that kind of trend is not going to make a community grow. It's not going to make a country grow. So what we need to do as a people, and I'm a Jamaican, so I'm speaking, being a Jamaican, but just like how you speak being a Canadian, is that we need to start being more caring in our community, and we need to start helping our community, and especially, I voiced this so importantly, especially the younger generation, the kids nowadays, we really need to focus on them and be able to point them in the right direction, because they are the future of our countries.
Right.
You know, they are the future. We need to make sure that them going to school, them getting an education, where them not hooked on drugs or into gangs and all these things. That we need to make sure we swerve them away from that and point them in a more positive direction where they can become doctors, lawyers, police, and judges, and even entertainers. You understand? And disc jockeys. You understand?
So is that the parents you're talking to, or the school system? Who are you talking to directly?
We're talking to the parents. We're talking to the school system. We're talking to, because you understand, the younger generation, they have to look to the older people in the community, and so therefore we as parents, whether we are a older brother or sister or even a friend, can actually help guide these younger people in the right direction. Because, like I said, we don't want to produce bad seeds in the country, the community. So what we want to do, we want to make sure we work with these people from when they're young, so we can show them that, hey, you don't need to be in gangs, you don't need to do drugs, you don't need to be in bad company for you to stand out. You need to go into the positive direction, finish school and move on to college, and whatever your heart desire that you want to do positively to make something of yourself, or even to improve your country. Because the younger people is the future of the country, my youth.
Right.
So we have to make sure that these people, these younger kids, they learn these things, and it starts from within the home, within the mother and the father, them to teach them younger kids that way, so that way they can move forward and have a better life than the ones that most of us have in today's life. You understand me?
Nice. No, I like the talk, man. I like the talk. Because like I was saying to you earlier on, I wanna interview you as an artist, but I'm taking the time out right now to interview you as a humanitarian, as a human of the world. You know what I mean? And Go ahead.
Well, Special Mix is the songs that I write today. My songs are not. They don't involve violence. They don't involve negative impact as far as delivering a negative message. My songs them deal with reality, and they deal with a positive message. Even righteous in a sense. Down the road when you get to hear some more of the stuff that I got to come. I believe that if we, as an artist, are even going to be a DJ or a disc jockey, we need to set an example, like I said, for the younger generation and for people within the community, that if you can make a difference, then somebody else can catch on to that and make a difference, and so forth, paying it forward.
Right.
I believe in that. So my music, I want to be able to bring out music that touch based on all different subjects that's affecting the community, and basically let people be aware that, hey, if you're singing about this, or you're singing about drugs, or you're singing about gangs, whatever it is that you're singing about that is affecting the community, and you're trying to come up with a solution to the problem, then therefore you're doing something to help the community instead of bringing the community down. So I want my music to touch people like that, and that's not just speaking in Jamaica, that's speaking in the whole world at the general. Yeah, man.
Can I ask you, like I'm intrigued by names. I like names. Can you explain to me the reasoning behind your name, Boss Minion?
Well, Boss Minion, when I was a kid, growing up here in Jamaica, my nephew, Bumper, his name is Bumper. He gave me the name Minion. And the name, at the time, I didn't know really what it means, but then after looking it up in the dictionary, it's like an elected official or somebody to serve.
Nice.
Somebody to serve. So in other words, it could be like, say, for an example, the master leave somebody in charge, like God leave us all in charge of this earth to look over it until when he comes back.
Right.
And when he comes back, he wants to see that his place is in order.
Right.
And then when he comes back and sees place in order, he's going to basically give you a raise or put you in a higher position.
Yes.
So a minion is like an elected official, somebody to serve for a purpose.
Nice.
It stands for a purpose in life. I think that's what it means in the dictionary. So I put the boss on it because whatever you do and you do it good, you got to be the boss of what you do. You got to be your own boss.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the boss minion, that's how the boss minion came about. And actually, I believe it's a kind of like an international name because I think you can put that brand on anything. you put boss minion on anything.
Yeah,
so I'm the boss minion. I'm the boss minion. You know?
But you know what? That's inspirational still. You know what I mean? I like to hear them type because again and again, you know what I mean? You get a lot of negativity. I mean, just this evening, I got a whole heap of new rhythms, and I can't even play them because I haven't had time to listen to them yet. And the reason why I'm saying that is I played one or two tunes off the rhythms, and boy, man, I don't know. I don't know what goes through the minds of artists who go into a studio and all they want to sing is pure slackness and killing, chopping, blowing up marrow and whatever you want to call it, right? Now listen, I don't have a problem with what they call them, social reporters, right? I don't have a problem with that. You know, a man sees something, or whatever, or goes through an experience in life, he wants to retell his story. But can he not retell it in a educational, enlightening way? In other words, if he was unfortunate to lose a friend or something through violence, could he not replay that story in a way that when you're listening to it, first of all, you feel sorry for him and the family of the friend, and secondly, he's educating is not right and so forth. But to say, Glock this, load up this, and marrow this, and I'm thinking, well, who's listening to it? Because I can't play it to the children that I know.
Right. The thing is, me personally, as far as different artists is concerned, I give respect to all artists because everybody got their own way of expressing themselves. Some express themselves in different ways than others, and some artists them express themselves by the experience that them go through in life, and so them tell it in a story, kind of like a poet.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, me personally, I would. If you're going to tell a story, you also have to have a solution to the problem.
Exactly.
You have to have a solution to the problem. And you can't tell the story. You can tell this story in a polite way to where it can reach anybody.
Right.
You don't want it to where it's going to be closed-minded by some people where they go say, well, we can't really listen to this, because this got this and this and there, and you just can't relate to them, their words. So what you want to do is you have to be a very creative writer when you're trying to reach everybody like Bob Marley. Bob Marley reached the whole world because Bob Marley, the stuff that he writes about was not only about telling people we need to all come together and be as one, but he also did it in a polite way to where it can reach across boundaries. You understand me?
Right.
So you have to be mindful as an artist. If you want to be international, to where everybody over the world is going to love your music, you can't be closed-minded and just think to yourself, well, I'm going to tell the story like it is, but at the same time, you have to come up with a solution in between there and be able to set it in a polite format to where even kids go be able to relate to it. You understand it? So that's what I like to do.
Well, look, I appreciate, your way of thinking. It's like I introduced an artist earlier on, Meloquence, and we was just reasoning, and same thing. I like the way he put down his lyrics. He would write you can close your eyes and envision yourself in that situation, the way he skillfully wrote the lyrics. You know what I mean? It's not just hard hitting, straight in your face, blah 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 blah, which is fine, because look, everyone interprets and everyone tells a story their own way. I just feel that if you really want to impact, you should be looking for a mass audience and not a segregated audience, because the masses is where you're going to get your messages to. You know what I mean? If you're just going to dictate to the bad boys and only the bad boys are listening, then you haven't deterred a good boy who might be turning bad. You know what I mean? You kind of sectioned yourself away, where you want to create a audience of masses, and those who are on the borderline can say, oh wow, I wanted to be a bad boy, but I didn't realize it wasn't cool or it wasn't good, so, and then they steer clear. You know what I mean? Like you said, you want the children to go to school and you want them to get an education, but if your lyrical content was you know, like that, the parents may not let that child listen, and you may be telling you may be telling a really good story, you know what I mean, but the deliverance is segregated you now, in a sense where the people who need to listen won't get access to it. The radios won't play it, I won't play it, you know what I mean, and there's other DJs that won't play it, and then the people who you should be reaching to won't get the message.
Like, you know, like, for example, good example, Special Mix. Not too long ago, I was in Kingston and I was talking to a young man who was a DJ. And, you know, he grew up in the garrison, grew up in the ghetto. And you know, his idea, very good artist, you know, and him, the way he was expressing himself as far as his music, I listened to a couple of his songs and really liked it. But the thing was that the way he was telling the story, it imparts a lot of violence in it.
Right.
And so what I had to tell him was that, you know, listen up, my youth. If you want to reach boundaries, if you want to go across boundaries,
right,
you have to change up the lyrics. What I told him was this right here. Listen, don't forget, you're a young man. You're a young man who grew up in the ghetto, and you should be representing them, the youths of the ghetto.
Right.
So in other words, you need to be able to start telling some stories to uplift them, to bring them out of this burden that they're going through, and you can be a role model for them and teach them, say, yo, my youth, you know, I grew up here too, but we don't have to do this to make it. We can do something else and change your life, like become a recording artist and drop some good tunes and do some good in your life.
Yes.
So what I try to tell him is that, I told him that if you want to make it far, number one, you have to change your lyrics up. You have to change your lyrics up.
Yes.
You cannot come with negative lyrics and think that it's going to take you along. It may take you a long ways in your community where you're from or in your country. But as far as internationally, you're going to have to change it up, because every country is different, everybody's different. Their views on the way they look at things is very different.
Right.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, like, I got a single out called Babylon versus Rudebwoy. The song is getting mad play on about 3 radio stations here in Jamaica.
Nice.
It's getting played every day on the radio. Even the other day, I heard it 4 times in one morning on one radio station.
Wow.
You know, so, and the song got it's like a double-edged sword. It's saying that what you're going to do when the Babylon come to get you, what you're going to say when the shorter man come your way, Rudebwoy.
Right.
And at the same time, me telling the Rudebwoy that, you know, but at the same time, we're talking about some of the things that some, not all police officers, but some officers do, the negative things that they can do to people in their city or in their community.
Yes.
So it's just an awareness, and it's not to put down nobody, not the Rudebwoy or the police officer, but it's just a message letting everybody know, hey, if you do something wrong, you know, the police will go come to you, because they're the law of the land. We have to have law and order in the world. Nice. And at the same time, telling the police officers, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Be good to the citizen at the same time, you feel me?
Nice.
So the song got a good message in it. It's a double-edged message, and it's getting mad radio play. And in the future, Like I got a new song coming out soon called Enough Man Pocket is Big. And the song is dealing with people in the community who have a lot more than the average people.
Right.
And they are not doing nothing to help their community.
Right.
You know, they own business in the community. The people in the community spend their money at your business.
Right.
And you are getting filthy rich. And I don't see no youth center in the community.
Right.
I don't see nothing for the kids. I don't see nothing to help out nobody. So basically, the song is saying Enough Man Pocket is Big, you know, in the community where them live. Now there's a finger to help out give, but them I eat good, pay them bills. Right. You know, so all those songs got meaning, and those are the kind of stuff I want to basically base my career on.
Nice.
Is talk about stuff that can help us and bring it to the attention so we can try to fix it so we can have a better country and a better community. You feel me?
Well, I tell you, Boss Minion, I'm looking forward to playing this song and the new song that I know I'm going to get as a world exclusive, seeing that you mention it now. I tell you.
Yeah, I got, you'll be amazed to see some of the stuff we got coming, man. Now, I like you. I got some quality stuff coming to the airwaves in the near future. Remember, let me tell you that.
Nice. Well, listen, we're going to line up the interview so we can actually play. We just had a chit-chat today, you know what I mean? That's just like a nice little chit-chat. There's a reason about life and the world and stuff, you know what I mean? Listen, we like music. That's why we're here, right? But apart from the music, we're also humans too, and it's nice to have a chat with another artiste just about anything, you know what I mean? And we covered quite a wide variety of topics today. And none of it had to do with music, you know what I mean? It was just about the world and our life and how we live, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And definitely, I think by next week, some point next week, Enough Man Pocket is Big is going to hit the airwaves down here. So you'll get it, and then we can chat some more on those things.
Yes.
And definitely, it's always a pleasure talking to somebody about something that's sensible and something that actually it's always good to have a healthy talk, especially when it comes to a subject that we know can benefit our country and our community. It's always a good thing, and music is the key to the heart and mind. So, you know, music can reach a bunch of people. You understand me?
Nice.
You know, go beyond boundaries. So, you know, much love and respect among us. You know me?
Well, listen, we'll line it up again, and we'll chat soon. But before I let you go, who you want to big up and shout out before you go?
Yeah, man. I want to big up Time in Entertainment. John Tyson, my manager. Much love. J Boo, my road manager. And Rondo Mondo, who is kind of like a little, you know, guy behind the scene that basically give the advice specialist.
Yes.
And definitely want to big up, you know, all my family members, them, you know, here in Jamaica and abroad. And also definitely big up all the people that is suffering in Jamaica and all over the world, in Africa. Let them know that, you know what I'm saying, God is there for you no matter what. Keep strong. Things is going to work out. You just have to believe in your heart. And you know, and definitely for the younger kids all over the world, you know what I'm saying? But I want you guys to know that, listen, you can change your life and you can do anything you want to do with your life if you put your mind to it. And no matter how much you're suffering and no matter how much you're going through some rough time, whether you're being bullied, whether you got an abusive father or mother, or your parents on drugs, or you're dealing with issues at schools, whatever it is, or even gangs and whatever, you can change your life and you can do something good. But first you have to go to school, get your golden rules before you can do something with your life. Because without knowledge and education, you don't have nothing and you don't go nowhere in life. So just remember, always go to school and learn the golden rules, and you're going to be all right one day.
Nice. Well, listen, thank you for them. Thank you for those teachings, man. You rounded off the show. You rounded off the show. Very nice. I should now call you Pastor Boss Minion. You know what I mean?
I saw the teachers, and like I always say at the end of all my songs, special mix, at the end of my songs, my logo is Boss Minion and on the mic, you see me? That's how me steer, man.
Nice.
All right, respect our manners, and we'll chat again sometime soon. Yeah?
Thank you. Take care.
All right, man. Yeah, God bless. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yes, people. Woo! Boss Minion. I like that name, man. I like that name.